All right, so now I can talk to you individually. Isaac Taylor.
Yes.
Okay. So yours is an application to revoke your probation or to adjudicate. It looks like you're on deferred. And so this is for an aggravated assault with a deadly weapon, which is a second-degree felony. The range of punishment for this is a fine not to exceed $10,000 and a jail term of not more than 20 years, no less than 2 years, or both. Looks like you were on a 5-year deferred adjudication. Because you're on that and being supervised, there's no bond set. So you're going to have to see the judge who's hearing this case for that judge to make a decision about whether to set a bail amount, whether to continue on deferred, or just what will happen. So you'll have a hearing on that. Your lawyer can also talk to the judge about any of the other options. Do you want a court-appointed lawyer or do you plan to hire a lawyer?
Court-appointed.
You also have a municipal court case. You have 2 of them from 2021. No driver's license, failing to maintain financial responsibility. I could just set those for a traffic docket if you want. And then you could go to municipal court to see a judge and prosecutor. If you have jail credit, you could take that. Or if you want to plead to these and get jail credit, you could now, but that's your choice. You have a right to a jury trial.
Do I get jail credit for them
now? Yes, because you're not going to get a bond. You're not going to get out right away, so you'll have enough jail credit. But let me just say, you have a right to a jury trial where 6 people come to court, listen to the evidence, go in a room and vote. If the prosecutor proved the charges, you have a right to have a trial in front of a judge, make them bring witnesses to court, and you could remain silent. They'd have to prove it through other people. So you have a right to a trial. And if you want that, we can reset the case. You don't stay in jail because of that. If you want to wait and talk to a prosecutor to see if you can get anything dismissed or what you might be able to work out, we can just reset it. So it's up to you.
No, they just have to take it up and just rather get jail credit for them.
Okay. Well, they'll bring these back up to you to sign. And you can, if you're wanting to, you can plead no contest. But if you do, that would, that does give me the ability to find you guilty, but then I would do the jail credit. Okay, so if that's what you want to do. All right, and then do you have any other questions?
No.
Okay. All right. Victor Harris. All right, your charge is a state jail felony, unauthorized use of a motor vehicle. The range of punishment for this, if you're found guilty, is a fine not to exceed $10,000 and a state jail term of 6 months to 2 years. And I don't know if I said this earlier, but it may be that if and this applies to everybody, if you're found guilty, it may be that probation or some other type of program may be available to you. Your bail is set at $7,000. Do you want a court-appointed lawyer or do you plan to hire a lawyer?
Court-appointed. I think I already have one. I think I just talked to you like a week ago, because they got me in the passenger seat. Like, they pulled me out the passenger side of the car. I didn't even know the car was stolen. I was just sleeping in the car.
Okay. Did
So
you
I wasn't even driving the car. I wasn't even in the driver's seat.
Okay. But this the same? This is a different charge, right?
The UMP?
This was from March 27th, March 26th, which was 2 days ago.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
And I was in the passenger seat. I was asleep. My friend, he was in Clicks Billiards. So I didn't even know anything about
Well,
the
it's
truck.
probably better that you not say anything. Let me look at this.
Yeah, because I was in the passenger side. I was just asleep in the car. I was literally asleep in the passenger seat, and they pulled me out.
Okay. You probably want to not say anything because this is being recorded, or live streamed, not
Yes.
recorded, but live streamed. So this is saying that you were asleep I'm just telling you so you have the information that you were asleep in the driver's side. So, I'm not willing to, that's the information I have right now. So,
Like, I don't even know how to drive.
okay, well, and
Like, I've never driven. I've never had a driver's license. I've never driven. I don't even know how to drive. I'm only 24 years old.
all right. Well, I'll look at it, but just right now, I'm not gonna do a personal bond. I need to see, let me see what that was you just came in for.
It's a criminal trespass. I think it was you that gave me the criminal trespassing bond. Yes, ma'am. Like, I make my court dates. I paid the bond that you just gave me. I've already paid it off. I don't get in no trouble. I was asleep in the passenger side. Like, you literally just let me out. Why would I?
I don't know. I'm sad to see that. This said you were in the driver's side. Let me see what the situation was with the other bond. Right now, I'm not willing to do it, but if I see something that changes my mind, I'll let you know.
Yes, ma'am, please.
Okay.
Because I was just trying to get some sleep.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you. Yeah, I didn't even like that.
David Gallegos.
Fortuna, are you living in, sir? Are you from there?
Yeah.
Go ahead and get back to yourself.
Okay.
That was your chance, man. That literally, if we're talking about your case, ma'am, stand by. We got one question from the previous because apparently he wasn't paying attention.
One more question.
Okay.
Steve, I'm sorry. I know you're on a tight schedule. So you're gonna check over the case and see about me getting a PR bond.
Yeah, don't count on it of getting one. I will look to see what I did last time and what the circumstances were. But I'm just saying, don't count on that because now you're in for a state jail felony. So let me look to see how you got the personal bond before and what the circumstances were.
Yes.
I'm starting to think I do remember.
Yeah, you put me on supervision, I think.
Yeah.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah.
I'll take GPS monitor. I'll take probation. I'll take GPS. I literally do no wrong.
I don't know what you probably need to think and realize that if you were just here, I'm probably not going to do another personal bond, but I will look at it. Okay. Right now, I'm not going to do it. Your bail's set at $7,000 and I'm adding supervision because I think I did have that on there before. All right. Thank you.
Yes, ma'am.
And head back to yourselves. Can I go now?
Mr. Gallegos, your charge is an unauthorized use of a motor vehicle. It's a state jail felony. The range of punishment for this, if you're found guilty, is a fine not to exceed $10,000. State jail term of 6 months to 2 years. Your bail is set at $7,000. Do you want a court-appointed lawyer or do you plan to hire a lawyer?
Court-appointed.
And then when I was looking at yours, it doesn't look like you have any references. Do you Do you have any family or friends with phone numbers that pretrial could call to find out what the situation is?
Not really, not here up in San Antonio. I just moved here like 13 years ago to raise my daughters, and now they're grown up, and I'm pretty
What a
much
seat, sir.
So no, you don't have any references? No,
No.
no family? Okay. All right. Well, I'm not willing to do a personal bond today. If you're not able to post bond and get out, talk to your lawyer, see what your lawyer can do to help you, okay? Somebody should hopefully see you tomorrow or Monday after the weekend. All right. Do you have any questions?
Yeah, I mean, I gotta have a family member just to get a personal bond.
Well, you have to have somebody. It doesn't have to be family. It could be a friend or somebody you work with or somebody who could verify your address and answer some questions about whether you'd return to court and that sort of thing.
Well, I mean, I've got Gerald Silva. We work together. It's his phone number is
Who is this?
Gerald Silva.
SILVA.
Yes, ma'am.
And somebody, it's a friend, somebody, a coworker.
Yeah, his coworker. And then I've got Fermin Martinez. Because I'm just trying to. The last time I was incarcerated was about 5 months ago. When I got out, everything got stolen from me. I'm just trying to make sure that doesn't happen again.
Okay, what's Martinez's first name?
Fermin, Fermine.
And I'm sorry, it's hard to hear on this. FER.
Mine, Fermin.
Phone number? Well, I'll ask pretrial to call them. And we'll see if a personal bond would be something I could do.
Thanks. Thank you.
Thank you. Quincy Johnson.
Right here, ma'am.
Hang tight. It's your next door, right? Yeah, just hang tight real quick.
All right, your charge is a Class B misdemeanor criminal trespass. The range of punishment for this, if you're found guilty, is a fine not to exceed $2,000, jail term not to exceed 180 days, or both. Your bail set at $500. Bond condition, you got to stay away from the 7-Eleven at 1747 East Old Torf in Austin, Texas. If you stay away from there, you won't get arrested for going on that property. Do you want a court-appointed lawyer or do you plan to hire a lawyer?
Court-appointed, how many days I got to be in jail?
Well, no, you haven't been found guilty. So there's not, today is just what the charge is and whether you want a lawyer and whether or not you can get out.
It's a class C.
No, it's a Class B. And so the range of punishment is a fine not to exceed $2,000 and a jail term not to exceed 180 days. So it could be up to 180 days or 1 day. So you can talk to your lawyer to see what your options are on getting out if you're not able to post bond and get out. But I don't feel comfortable doing a personal bond today. It doesn't look like you have references. You may have something out of Georgia. It looks like, I'm not sure, but anyway, get with your lawyer and get your lawyer to help you figure out what your options are. All right, thank you.
Come on over here. So that's what you do yourself. Thank you. I don't have an outlet near us right now. We're running low on battery, Judge, just as a heads up.
Okay. David Berlin.
So that's not you? Why don't I have Berlin here? No? Ma'am, I don't have him in here. I'll find out why. Let's go to the next person.
Cumby. All right, your charge is a state jail felony, possession of controlled substance, penalty group 1, less than 1 gram. The range of punishment for this, if you're found guilty, is a fine not to exceed $10,000, state jail term of 6 months to 2 years. Your bail set at $3,000. Bond conditions are felony drug evaluation and drug court screening. Do you want a court-appointed lawyer or do you plan to hire a lawyer?
Court. And then right before that, what was that you said? Drug screening and what else?
Drug court screening and a felony drug evaluation. Now, do you have any references? Because I can't really consider a personal bond if we.
I'm really fairly new to this area. So I came down, eventually that was one of the things that I was doing. So, I got a lot of people, with the Salvation Army, program on South Congress and a new entry on Weberville. So those are kind of like my two, reference points, my reference, addresses and phone numbers. So
No.
a lot of family here, but.
No, well, do you have because families or a friend or anybody you work with? Anybody's name or number?
I do. It'd be, I don't have his phone number, but if I can give you, and you can probably ask for, either, it's going to be, and my mind is drawing a blank. It's going to be the captain of the Salvation Army program. It's going to be Salvador Barrios. He's one of the managers there. It's going to be I can't even think of his last name. So his name is going to be Aaron.
Is it somebody you work with, or
those are guys either their supervisor or I work with them or I went through that program with the Salvation Army. So I mean, pretty much they're going to give me an A1 reference. I just don't have any people down here in this area that can give me a good reference or anything like that. New entry program on Weberville, which is another program I worked at.
all right. Well, is this a number where it's just 8 to 5?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. I'll give the number to pretrial. But it may be that your lawyer will have to kind of help you figure out options if they're not able to reach somebody. You might be able to get a personal bond, but I don't have enough information to do that. All right. But I will see what pretrial, if they can make a phone call tomorrow, see if they can reach anyone. All right. All right. So, who is Miss Bond?
Hey.
Okay. So you were magistrated earlier, I believe. Is that correct? You saw a judge and the judge went over your rights with you and everything. Okay. And so as part of that, you had the emergency protective order that was issued, but I think there was one person added. So I just want to go over the emergency protective order with you. So to make sure you've been told about all of it. Okay. And there were some additional addresses. So with the emergency protection order, this is for the protection of, I believe it's either Royce or Boyce Bond.
That is my son, yes.
Okay. Ashley Champ, Jeremy Champ, and Riley Champ, who were on there before. You're prohibited from committing family violence or an assault or any type of stalking or trafficking offense against them. You're prohibited from communicating directly with them in a threatening or harassing manner, or communicating a threat through someone else to them. You're prohibited from going within 200 yards of 20704 Bonanza Street, number A in Lago Vista, Texas. And also, it looks like someone's place of employment, Lago Vista, Texas. And then there are the schools or childcare facilities or other residences of the children, I believe. One in Lago Vista. So you have to stay away from those locations as well.
I have a question. I'm sorry.
Yes, let me hold on just a second. Let me make my correction here and I'll be right with you. And Lily, just finish it and then I want to answer any questions. So no possessing a firearm, a violation could result in a new charge. And then this is in effect until midnight on May the 28th, 2024. All right. So what is your question?
So I literally just came here with my wallet and my phone and my glasses. That is my place of residence where I have all of my belongings and even my work phone and all of that. How do I go about getting that? Because my mom already tried and Ashley is not letting her get my stuff.
Okay.
So am I able to bring like a peace officer with me and my mom, or?
Well, I mean, you can't go to that residence. That is at the Bonanza Street.
Yes.
Okay, you can't go there within 200 yards of it. So you do have to get someone else to do that for you. And I mean, you can attempt to see if law enforcement would go with your mother as long as you stay more than 200 yards away. I don't know if they will. Maybe in a smaller area, they're willing to do that. You would just have to check with them.
Okay. So I literally just have the clothes on my back. Like I was not even I don't even have a bra, Your Honor. So I apologize. This is all completely catching me by blindside, even the protective order with my own baby on it.
So I don't have it in front of me. Do you remember, did the judge regarding the bond conditions say no contact?
Not to my knowledge. I just thought it was no like threatening manner. I was under the impression that I could at least still go get my stuff and I just can't stay there, that I had to have either someone like a officer or my mom go get it. But she tried and he won't even give her any of my stuff.
I do not have your bond conditions in front of me.
Okay.
If they say no contact, then you can't personally have any contact. And if it says 200 yards, stay away, you have to stay more than 200 yards from him. So you can't go. And you certainly can't go based on the emergency protection order to that residence. So I think, the other option you have is to consult with a lawyer to see what your options are, and or for your mother, or if I don't know what his relationship and your mom's relationship is, or if there's another friend that he gets along with better. You just need to talk to a lawyer to see, and you should have a lawyer. Are you going to post bond and get out?
I was told I was going to be here for 12 hours and then released. So it keeps changing. So I have no idea what's going on.
Okay.
I was going to call my mom and then I never even got that opportunity to. She has been waiting outside for me, I guess. So I have no idea.
Okay. Did you get a personal bond?
I have no idea, ma'am. I was told by the magistrate this morning that I needed to talk to the prosecutor and then that was it. Yeah.
Well, I don't know about that. The judge should have told you this morning whether you get a personal bond or if you have to post bond go through a bail bond company. Do you remember that?
He did not say anything about that. He told me that it's a class C. It's basically like a $500 ticket. So I'm still boggled by the fact that there's other inmates in here who have $75,000 bail bonds, and I'm here for a $500 ticket allegedly. And
Okay,
like I was told initially.
now I see that it's a class C. So you
Yeah,
don't
it's
have to post any money, put up any money to get out. Probably you were having to wait to see a judge again about this corrected EPO. So hopefully you'll be able to get released pretty quickly. And I'll get this turned in so they can start that process. Then you'll just have to either talk to a lawyer or figure out a way to communicate, depending on what your bond conditions, if any, are, about getting your things. Okay? So you'll be given paperwork that says if you have any bond conditions. If there aren't any bond conditions, then you just have to follow this EPO. Okay?
So does that mean that I actually am being released today, or?
Yes, you should be. It's a class, looking at this, if this is all you have, it's a class C, then you don't have to put up any money to be released. I'll turn this emergency protection order in so they can get it processed. Okay?
The magistrate did say that I have a chance to appeal that emergency protection order. Is that true? Modified, I'm sorry, modified.
I mean, I think you need to talk to a lawyer to see what a lawyer advises you to do. This is in effect for 2 months, basically. So, I can't give you advice, but talk to a lawyer to see what you can do. You just need to make sure you follow this so you don't get in any more trouble unless it gets changed. Okay? All right. Thank you. And then, Ms. Bailey, I believe you were magistrated or talked to the judge as well earlier and provided all the information. And I guess what was added that you weren't told about is getting a GPS monitor placed on in jail before being released. So they will be able to do that. They should be able to do that tomorrow.
Released.
Ma'am?
I'm getting released.
Are you, I mean, well,
Put up a GPS.
no, you're not getting a personal bond. It's whether or not you post bond and get out. But before you post bond and get out, before you can actually get out, you have to get the GPS monitor placed on. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So if you post the bond, you will have to wait to get the GPS monitor. They usually can do it within the next day, by 5 o'clock. So that is one of your conditions that was added.
Okay, so I'm gonna have a GPS monitor in jail.
Placed on in jail. That's what the GPS placed on in jail before you can be released. But that can usually be done fairly within 24 hours. For if you post bond in the morning, then you can usually get it done by the 5 o'clock that day. If not, it goes to the next day.
Okay.
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 All right. Thank you.